Stop being the victim in your own story. Hello, welcome back to my 90 days of lessons from me, for me to you. And today is day 46. Oh, yes, day 46. Because I meant to record on yesterday and I didn't upload it. Whoop-de-doo. Day 46. Here we are. You're never going to see that video. That lesson's probably going to get reworked. But today's lesson is to stop being the victim in your own story. I feel like one of the things that we always kind of do with ourselves is that we make excuses for ourselves, right? And there's nothing wrong with inherently making excuses for yourself. It kind of you tend to we tend to over blame ourselves for certain things. So when you make excuses to make up for it, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. But if you do it to such an extent to where every single thing that happens in your life, you're the victim of it, dude, there comes a time you gotta wake up, bro. I understand that you went through things as a kid, or maybe you're going through some stuff right now, but every single thing that happened to you in your life, you can't you can't be the victim of it. And when I say be the victim of it, sure, it happened to you, but don't let it put you in this mindset of, oh my God, it happened to me. Bad things always happen to me. Why does nothing ever good happen to me? Because if you live in that mindset, that's all that you see. That's all that you ever expect, is bad things to happen to you. So when good things do happen to you, you're going to somehow find something in there to complain about, right? This is kind of going back to that lesson of being grateful, but this is more hitting at the fact of the victim mindset that a lot of people try to have nowadays, right? And I do want to be careful with the idea of using this victim mindset, because it has been weaponized by certain groups of people to, how do I say, tone down the struggles of others, right? Especially with the way that the country's going right now, it is used to minimize, there we go, it's used to minimize the struggles of other people by, oh, you have the victim mindset, blah blah blah. No, I'm speaking on this on an individualistic level, right? I understand that there are outside factors and economic, systemic, and historical factors that do impact people, but if you really want better for yourself, there comes a time where you got to be like, yo, I understand this is happening to me. I understand what's going on. I know that it sucks, but I can't let it define me. That's the thing. You can't let your trauma define you, right? I understand that we all go through trauma in our lives. We all go through different things in our lives, and some are way harder to overcome than others. But at the end of the day, you have to learn to try to cope with it, right? You don't need to forget it, because it's trauma. Depending on what it is, you'll probably never ever forget it, or you'll probably never ever get over it. But the thing about the trauma is you can't let it hold you back and stop you from living your life to the fullest potential, right? You can't let it hold you back and stop you from trying to go after new things, to do new things, because then that trauma just controls you the rest of your life, and you see yourself as this victim. And the thing, you can feel bad for yourself, but the thing with seeing yourself as a victim is that you see yourself as somebody who things happen to. You don't see yourself as somebody who makes things happen. Things happen to you, they happen, you keep going through life, and you're like, oh my God, like I said before, it keeps happening, it keeps happening, it keeps happening. But when you change your mindset from being a victim to somebody who's active in their own life, you make decisions for yourselves. You do things for yourself. Sure, something bad can happen to you today, but you're like, all right, man, something bad happened to me. I'm gonna sit in it for a little bit, but tomorrow, or like the day after, or maybe the next hour, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do something with my life that I'm gonna be thankful to myself at the end of the day that I did that, right? Like I'll say for me, I was always, especially in my teenage years, I was always oh my God, stuff happened to me, this happened to me, that happened to me, oh, it's your fault kind of thing. But as I grew up, especially growing up as a man, as a black man at that too, I learned that if I just took control of my own life in some way and not blame the outside factors as to why I am where I am, there's so much more I can do about it, right? You can acknowledge the fact that what's going on around you is bad. You can acknowledge the fact that you don't feel good about it, but continue to keep pushing, right? Like I said, sit in it for a little bit and then go on about your day. That's the most important thing, is just don't let these things that are outside of your control you and what you do, because it stops you from living your life. It stops you from seeing the grass at your feet that's probably pretty fucking green. It's pretty fucking green at your ground. As long as you wake up Every single day, the grass got some green in it, man. I know it sucks. It sucks. But every single day that you wake up, especially in a country like America, you have the opportunity to put a brick towards changing your life. So, yeah. I feel like this is a pretty short one. I don't really want to over-explain this more than I have to or catch myself repeating, because this is a lesson that I feel like is very important, and I should just get to the point on this one. So, you know, I love you guys, and every single thing that you do in life, put God first, and seek Him in all that you do. And if there's nobody out there that loves you, I love you, but there's somebody out there that loves you. And I will be back tomorrow. Going on a trip next week, for like a week. I'm gonna try to see how I can make these videos work out, because I am leaving for a funeral for my uncle, for those of you who have been, you know, keeping up with this video series so far. So I can't promise you that next week I'm gonna be uploading every single day, but I can promise you that for the next week I will be uploading every single day. So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow.